Good morning. I'm Barbara Waters, and welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, your trusted source for in-depth news analysis and thoughtful discussion. Today, we're starting with a story that has all the makings of a high-stakes drama: the public feud between President Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk. As we've been following this developing story, it's become clear that the tension between these two influential figures is escalating rapidly. Former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon has weighed in on the situation, warning Elon Musk that we're going to go to F-ing war. These strong words from a key figure in the Trump administration suggest that this feud is about more than just a simple disagreement. It's a clash of egos and ideologies. Now, I want to take a step back and provide some context. The relationship between President Trump and Elon Musk has been complex from the start. On one hand, they've had moments of mutual admiration and cooperation, particularly when it comes to issues like space exploration and technological innovation. However, their differences in personality and approach have often led to public disagreements and power struggles. As a seasoned journalist, I've seen my fair share of high-profile feuds, but this one has the potential to be particularly explosive. The question on everyone's mind is, what does this mean for the future of American politics and business? Will this feud have a lasting impact on the tech industry, or will it simply be a footnote in the history books? I've had the opportunity to speak with sources close to both the Trump administration and Elon Musk's team, and from what I've gathered, it's clear that emotions are running high. The language being used is not just confrontational, it's personal. Steve Bannon's comments in particular suggest that this feud has tapped into a deep-seated sense of loyalty and betrayal. As we continue to follow this story, I want to encourage our listeners to consider the broader implications. What does this feud reveal about the state of American politics and the role of social media in shaping public discourse? How will this affect the relationships between world leaders and tech industry giants? We'll be exploring these questions and more as we delve deeper into this story. For now, it's clear that the situation is volatile, and the stakes are high. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. That's all for now. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the latest developments from around the world. In our middle segment today, we're focusing on international relations and diplomacy. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz recently met with U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House, where they discussed a range of topics, including trade, security, and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. According to reports, Chancellor Merz emphasized the importance of continued U.S. support for Ukraine and the need for NATO members to increase their defense spending. He also expressed concerns about Russia's rearmament efforts, which he believes some U.S. lawmakers may not fully understand. Merz noted that Russia has been producing arms around the clock since the start of its invasion of Ukraine in 2022, and has signed deals with countries like North Korea and Iran. President Trump, on the other hand, reiterated his commitment to NATO and stated that U.S. forces will remain in Germany. He also welcomed Chancellor Merz's support for increasing defense spending among NATO members, with a target of more than doubling their current expenditure to 5% of economic output. It's worth noting that these discussions come at a time when European countries are boosting their defense spending in response to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The situation remains complex and sensitive, with both sides presenting different perspectives on the issue. As we continue to monitor developments in this story, it's essential to consider multiple viewpoints and remain informed about the latest updates. We'll be keeping a close eye on how these diplomatic efforts unfold and what implications they may have for global relations. For now, that's all for this segment of Barbara's Bulletin. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're wrapping up today's show with the exciting update from the world of sports. As we've been following the latest developments in college football recruiting, it seems that Texas A&M is gearing up for a crucial weekend ahead. The Aggies are set to host 5 elite 2026 visitors, including 5-star prospects Tristan Keys and Brolin Womack, as well as 4-star talents John Turntin-Thrier, Tank King, and Dorian Barney. Now, according to recruiting insiders, this weekend presents a significant opportunity for Coach Mike Elko and his staff to make a lasting impression on these top recruits. With the likes of LSU, Texas, Stanford, Penn State, and Georgia Tech also in the mix, the competition is certainly fierce. However, it's worth noting that Texas A&M has already made some notable strides in its 2026 recruiting class, having secured a commitment from 4-star cornerback Cameron Hamill. As we analyze the situation, it's clear that the Aggies need to make significant progress with these visitors if they hope to bolster their roster for the future. With the transfer portal playing an increasingly important role in college football, it's more crucial than ever for programs like Texas A&M to focus on recruiting elite talent to ensure sustained success. We'll be keeping a close eye on how this weekend unfolds and the potential implications for Texas A&M's recruiting class. In the meantime, we encourage our listeners to stay up to date on all the latest developments in college football and beyond. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.